Toronto Raptors are coming up out of the woodwork because apparently they believe they have a good shot at getting both Giannis and KD. Now, you pair those two guys together, you're cooking with some grease. That's not bad. And Giannis still has years left of his prime. The problem with this whole thing that I see for the Suns is, and I've been saying this since the moment it became clear that Giannis is going to be on the open market, this is now the summer of Giannis. It is not the summer of KD. It was until Giannis became available. But Giannis is a top 3 best player in the entire league, and he's still got 5 years left of being dominant. Absolutely dominant. This guy's coming off a crazy efficient year. And if it were not for two guys having historic years ahead of him, he would have been right there in the MVP voting. I mean, he was firmly the 3rd best guy in the league this year. So, I mean, that's great for them. The problem is, if you are making trades, if you are Toronto, the first call is going to be to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is going to get the lion's share of everything they want in this trade. And then once that is done, the scraps, whatever is left, would be going for Phoenix to try and get KD. Now, to their credit, they're showing a little self-awareness. Reports are coming out that the Suns have backed off of their initial request for 4 first-round picks for KD, kind of what they were looking to get, and have now tailored it and scaled it back a little bit. I thought that was crazy. I know they were trying to set the market, but there was nobody that was going to give them 4 first-round picks for him. At his age and where they are, like, that was not going to be on the option. I thought if they can get 2, that'd be good. 2 and some young players would be amazing. But 4 is crazy. Now, that being said, Toronto does have a lot of picks to play with. They own every single one of their first-round picks from right now through 2031. That is 7 picks. They also have the 9th overall pick this year. Now, and they also have some tradable assets that would be not that bad. So there's a lot of different things in here that make this pretty interesting for both teams. But again, it's going to come down to what does Milwaukee want and then what is left. So Milwaukee is going to want to move off Giannis. Obviously, that's their number 1 trade piece. So he's making, which I thought this was wild, he's only making $48.8 million this year, which is less than Kevin Durant, which is less than Bradley Beal, which is less than Devin Booker. I just said he's a top 3 player, and none of those 3 players are ahead of him. I mean, Giannis is on a really cheap deal, and he's got 4 years left on that contract. So if you start with that premise, so that's where the initial trade is going to go for. They got to get $48 million to match the books. So I think Toronto would probably do their best to try and keep Emmanuel quickly. After that, it's pretty much open for sale. So if they were to trade R.J. Barrett, who's making about 25, Jacob Poeltl is making about 20. You're at 45 now. You're just about there. And I think they would want to try and get Grady Dick as well, who's shown a lot of upside. Young guy. How many firsts do you get for Giannis in that situation? Probably 4, and maybe like a pick swap or 2. Probably 4 and a pick swap, somewhere around there. So that takes about 5 of the first-round picks off the board and some of the good contracts. So that would leave, in that trade scenario, you're probably, if you are Phoenix, taking Brandon Ingram back, who's making 36. So you're about 15, a little less than 15 shy. I don't know if they're going to give up Scotty Barnes. That feels like someone who also they would want to keep. But if you can get Scotty Barnes in there, that'd be awesome. They also really had trouble trying to figure out the point guard situation this year. I think Jamal Snead still has a lot of upside once he gets really fully healthy. He's only making 2, but there's some couple throw-in guys that you could end up making this work, but I think the deal would be built around Brandon Ingram and such. Now that's assuming that Milwaukee doesn't want, I mean, it's assuming that Milwaukee wants R.J. Barrett over Brandon Ingram, which I would think they would because of just sheer age. So then you get that and a couple first-round picks. How do we feel about that? But, how we feel about getting Brandon Ingram. You're not going to probably get Scotty Barnes, but if you got Brandon Ingram, Jamal Sneed, and toss in another contract filler and 2 firsts, it's not great. At least Ingram has shown that he can score. I mean, that's a guy that can get you still 20 to 25. There's a ceiling. It's not like he's going to get you over the top, but you'd at least be somewhat interesting. You get a lot younger, and you get a couple picks out of it. How long would you have to wait for those picks? Is Milwaukee going to want all of their picks right away? I actually don't think they would, because you'd be assuming that Toronto would be pretty good in the interim, so you'd want to push it further back. So maybe that means they're going to want the first pick this year, so the 9th pick overall, but the year after that and everything left, probably not. It's not a bad haul. It's pretty good. Contracts work out, but they'd be living in the world of, hey, Milwaukee, what do you want? Okay, so what's left? Okay, now this is what we'd be looking for. It's not a great place to be, but they also are going to have to wait for the Giannis piece to fall no matter what before they make the trade, because every single team that would be interested in KD would be even more interested in Giannis. And they're going to do everything they can to get Giannis first, and if they can't get him, then it's going to be like, hey, who's left who still doesn't have a dance partner? Oh, it's Phoenix. Let's see what we can do there. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's not great. Thing is, as you continue to scan the landscape, it's not great out there right now. So maybe just okay is what Phoenix is going to have to settle on. I think it's better than Cat. So let me know what you think. You like either of those? I still think they need to wait and see if they can make a deal with the Rockets. The Rockets just make the most sense. Young pieces. They need a guy that can just score. They got Phoenix's draft picks. Go get those back. This is like the movie, is it Draft Day? Where he gives away all of his picks initially and then makes all these different moves to try and get them back. That's exactly what Phoenix needs to do right now. So we'll see. Again, I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Let me know what y'all think.